So, hello. Let's see. Get a few people on here. Hi. So, I'm really excited to announce that I will be having a really cool series. Now, obviously, I'm getting ready today, but I'm having a really cool series talking with really fantastic, fabulous realtors and people from all walks of life. We have a few people that are on the docket. I am Victoria Jen is going to be joining us. Lexi Church, Jacqueline from Miami. We have all these really fantastic realtors and people that are just business owners going to be coming on our little show, and we will be going on Insta Live. So please be on the lookout this week for our new cover. Our new post, so you can see when our just chats are going to be taking place. We have so many little people saying hi this morning. Good morning, everyone. So my friend told me I should be doing Insta Lives while doing my makeup. I'm not really sure why, but we're going to give it a whirl this morning. So is there any real estate questions you may have that you would like answered, or any topics you would like us to touch on? Please send us a message. Good morning, friend. How are you? Today we're going to actually be filming some really cool content with some minority entrepreneurs and giving them a shout out and a feature. So that's going to be going on today, hence why I got to beat my face. When you get a chance, if you have anybody that you would like to tag that you think is a great person in Queens, Nassau, or Suffolk that needs to get more PR, or got a great personality and would be great for a back and forth, please let me know. I don't poke myself in the eye, Lexi. I just do this. When you're Arab, you know how to line your eyes. I could line my eyes with a liquid liner on the express bus going to Baruch when I used to go to college when I was younger. I think every Arab girl knows how to line their eyes. We're used to things shaking around us. So, Lexi, let me ask you a question. What is it like down in Daytona in their real estate market? Because I know everyone feels like they are moving around out of New York. So what do you see down there? Let's see. She's going to give us a little response. Let's see what else has been going on with the team. We moved our office. We're in a new location. That move was just another thing to add on our plate. Some breaking news. Zillow has become a broker on multiple listing for MLSLI. So all my realtors out there in booming markets, get ready because the Zillow brick and mortars are coming to attack. Ooh, low inventory and new construction is hot right now. Do you think that the new construction prices are appropriate, or do you think they've gone up like 20-30% like the rest of the Florida market? So back to Zillow while we wait on Lexi's response. If you need a realtor in Daytona, that's your girl. Yeah, so Zillow's, as much as they're sitting here telling us they're not creating brick and mortars, they definitely are. So as these brick and mortars go up, watch out for premier agent price gouging, rule changes, and really crappy customer service for the realtors who are giving them the inventory in the first frickin' place. But that's another story for another day. They have definitely increased because of COVID and tariffs. Ooh, Lexi, can you come on this Insta Live so we can talk about COVID and tariffs? List with Lexi if you are in the Central Florida area on the East Coast, Daytona, Yeah, definitely a lot more reasonable than South Florida. Even though South Florida's condo market, I feel like has. So put on a face mask. Even though the condo market in South Florida has become so saturated, so there's so much availability. Let's see. Is she gonna put on a mask or is she gonna say she looks like a troll and just doesn't do it? Let me give myself some light. Oh. So, what else, Lexi? What do you think is the new thing in real estate that everyone who is getting into the market for the first time needs to? Oh, how do you join live? Hold on. Oh, that's a great question. Here we go. Hey, friend.
I legit look like a troll.
That's all right.
I'm still in
I'm
my PJs too.
I'm
So
going from troll to not troll. That's the look I'm going for right now.
I have a facial scheduled this morning, so I can't put makeup on yet.
All right. So tell us about tariffs in Daytona and new construction and all things that we need to know.
Well, we've seen prices on new construction here go up probably 12 to 15% since COVID.
Okay.
And obviously, things are delayed with all of the backup on
That's Lexi's.
supplies. Yes, that's my dog. I would flip, but I don't know how to flip my phone to show you. She's talking to me, wanting to hear. Can you see her?
Aw.
She looked at the phone like, what? Um,
So
yeah,
the new
so I mean,
construction's up anywhere from like 12 to 15%.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. And it's interesting because I have a buyer that just finished their that just closed on a townhome here
Hmm.
in Port Orange, and he I kept telling him, I'm like, you need to pull the trigger, you need to pull the trigger. And he's like, oh, okay. And he finally decided. And now the exact same townhome that he bought a month or so ago is selling for about 25,000 more.
Wow.
So I'm like, hey, dude, you walked in with equity.
Look what that equity. Look what that equity do
Mm-hmm.
for you.
Yeah, instant equity.
Wow.
So, it depends. I've had several buyers that have relocated from like Fort Lauderdale up here,
Hmm.
and we're a lot more affordable than South Florida by far.
Yeah.
And their house, they put their house on the market, and they had 9 or 10 offers in a weekend,
Wow.
and their house flew off the market in Fort Lauderdale, 30,000 over ask, cash. It's
Wow.
like, dang.
Was it an out-of-state buyer?
No, it's local.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I have friends that are relocating down there right now that are, they're kind of priced out of the market in South Florida.
Yeah.
So it's changing. What, Allie? Goodness.
Do you find that there's a lot of people that are like seizing the opportunity to upgrade because the median, like the lower end and middle markets in Florida have increased their prices so much that like Floridians are using the opportunity to upgrade and go to like maybe a larger home because that equity boost was never there before?
Yeah, and the interest rates are so low. I
Yeah.
mean, last year we really thought a market shift was coming last year. I mean,
Yes.
we're all due for a market shift, and it is going to happen. It's just a matter of timing, and I think that because of the interest rates being so low, people were more inclined to take a risk.
Right.
And what I found last year in my business was, the middle of the road buyer was not really willing to take a leap, but I had a lot more first time home buyers taking advantage of the low interest rates and the
Hmm.
programs available to them. And then I had a lot more retirees or snowbirds. We get the snowbirds here, So we get all you guys from New York that are trying to get out, New York, New Jersey,
Yeah. Northeast.
Massachusetts. Yeah,
No, we call Florida like the sixth borough of New York because
pretty much is. I've got I've got a buyer right now coming from Staten Island. So he was fun to work. He was fun to work with, and he was down here a week or so ago. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we have a lot more that are willing to come down here. But the middle, like I said, the middle of the road buyer, I think those guys were, and probably like my husband and I, were we just decided to stay put, and a lot of people are renovating. Um, a lot of people are investing. You can't get a pool here.
Oh,
The
there's like
pool companies are backed up for like 6 months. It's crazy.
yeah, in the summer in New York, it was like that with boats. Like you had
Oh yeah.
to find boats from like the most random of places because boats all over
Hmm.
like the state in the tri-state were like just completely sold out.
My husband works in the boating industry, and he used to be a sales rep for Boston Whaler. And I'm like, dude, you left the sales part a little
That's
too
the
early.
wrong time.
I'm like, yeah, when he got into the industry when the market crashed last time and
Right.
nobody was buying boats or houses, and then he gets out of the sales side of it when the market's crazy for boats right now, but everybody's backed up. And that too, even in the boating industry and all the industries, COVID has really affected everybody,
Yeah.
and it's affected supplies, it's affected prices. um you know it's
I
just
think
it's
I
been
think there's
interesting.
also like this big push for like domestic vacationing.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
So like they're like this
RVs even.
yeah.
Can't even find an RV. it,
Sorry.
that's all right.
Yeah,
Your makeup looks lovely. Best.
well, the secondary home market's gone up so much, and I
Hmm.
think again, all us people in the biz who were, career realtors, were all waiting for that market correction, and then COVID came in,
Hmm.
and we're like, okay, which way are we going?
Right.
That we have this we've got very sectional areas where we have like really high concentrations of buildings in certain areas in New York, and then it goes more to like a suburban urban feel. And the buildings, like the market for people that are selling in buildings or who have apartments in buildings, is just really tough. And then, but you can have, like, for example, in Queens, a few low rise buildings where the market is just like kind of sitting, and then next door to it have garden style apartments, and you put them up and they're gone.
It's interesting. I mean, I've heard the New York market was a little tough right now. We didn't feel it. We felt it a little bit in like March, April, and
Okay.
we were all kind of holding our breath, going, "Okay, now what do we do?"
Right.
And then I had my best year in real estate last year. It was nuts. My business doubled from the year before. Now, whether or not that's going to hold this year, you don't know.
God's ears, fingers crossed.
I know, right? Um, but it's a great time to take advantage of the interest rates, because the interest rates are, 2 or 3 years ago, interest rates were in the fours, mid fours, upper fours. And so now people with, decent credit score and in a pretty good situation can get in the high twos, low threes.
Yeah.
So the purchase power is a lot stronger, of course, when your interest rates are lower.
Yeah,
And
the
you can,
purchase power is stronger, and also like, it's there's also like a hurdle where, sometimes people are like, they look at, when they purchase, they look at things as like a whole number. And they're like,
mhm.
I'm not paying 550 for that, I'm only going to pay 525. And you're like, okay, are you willing to lose it for $17 a month? Because that's what it.
Right. That's what it boils down to.
And
Exactly.
then when you're able to bridge that gap, and they're like, oh, like that's
Mhm.
like three coffees at Starbucks. So
Right.
do you want this house that you really love, or do you want to just, stay steadfast in your
Right.
prices?
When you factor it out over 30 years, it's really,
Yeah. And then I always like try to remind people, like, hey, look, if this is like grossly overpriced, you're getting a mortgage, the appraiser is going to catch it.
Absolutely.
you know?
Have
So
you guys, and that's an interesting question too. Have you guys felt the sting of appraisals coming in low?
so it's funny, right?
Going to
Because
get a refill on my coffee.
that's all right. We haven't had we've had low appraisal problems on houses, specifically in Nassau County and Suffolk County, because that market jumped up about like 25 to 30%, because everyone that was fleeing went to like pretty much three locations. They went to Westchester, they went to Brooklyn, and then they went to Nassau and Suffolk, and then the other group of people just went out of state, North Carolina, Florida.
Yeah,
As
we have no state income tax here, so that helps with affordability a little bit
would you
too.
stop trying to plug Florida? I can't have everybody.
And if you
So
like warm weather, it's the place to be. I don't really like
yes,
warm
that's
weather.
true.
But,
Well, I mean, I think it's like also a great opportunity, like I said, to bring it back to that earlier point. Let's look at the fact that there's going to be so much domestic travel, like people who were looking forward to going to the Caribbean or going to, Europe, or going to South America, or going to Asia, going to Africa on vacation. They're like, okay, if God forbid somebody gets sick, I want to be in an American healthcare system situation. So where can I travel here and recreate that? Oh, you want to feel the Caribbean? Go to Florida, go to Hilton
right.
Head in Georgia, or the Outer Banks, or we have so much great stuff in this country, and I think we kind of all forgot about it, and now
Mm,
we're forced to kind of rediscover it. Like, oh, let's go rent a ski house and go do that.
yeah,
You
it's definitely forced us into some self-reflection, I
Yeah.
think.
All right. There's a bunch of people watching, so if anyone has any questions for Lexi, down in the Daytona, New Smyrna,
And
what area
it's
do
like
you cover,
it's
Lexi?
52 degrees here right now, so we're freezing. Just kidding. I love it, but
Guess what finger I'm holding up? So,
my
um,
favorite one.
so tell us, what's some areas that you cover?
I cover well, I cover Central Florida if I know the market.
Right.
So if I don't know, if I'm not familiar with the market, I mean, I can obviously sell anywhere in Florida, but if I'm not familiar with the market, I'm going to refer you out to somebody who is better equipped to handle that
Hey,
area.
we respect that. You're not expected to know everything about everywhere and all things. So thanks for being an honest realtor and saying,
I am. Well, I'm not going to, I mean, it comes down to what's in the best interest of the client, not what's in my best interest as far as making a commission. And if I don't know the market and I can't serve my customer well, I'm not going to do that to somebody. So, um, anyway, no, I cover Daytona. I live in New Smyrna Beach, which, if you're not familiar with the area, we're south of Daytona by about 20 minutes or so.
okay.
So Daytona is the obviously spring break, bike week, all that kind of stuff, place to
Yeah,
be,
you guys
big
have a lot of
tourism.
things. Like, I noticed that different parts of Florida, like everyone knows, like, the art festival
Mm-hmm.
in Miami, but like there's so many parts of Florida that have these traveling kind of, I don't know if fair right term, but like weeks, bike week, art week,
Yeah,
food,
yeah.
wine week, and all these kind of things.
I'm trying to get my dogs inside. They're eating dirt. Give me a second. I'm chasing them with the broom, so now they're gonna run from me. Um, that's the only way to get their attention. Get out. They love the weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cover Daytona, Port Orange, which is just south of Daytona. Port Orange is great for it, schools. People move to Port Orange because of the school district.
Hmm.
I live in. Jeez, my dog. Sorry, I'm distracted. I live in New Smyrna. New Smyrna is a cool little beach town,
Okay.
which is we're kind of the not so best kept secret anymore.
Okay.
We're getting a lot more people are learning about us. We've been highlighted in magazines and
Yeah.
HGTV, where you can get $1 million condo with a $20,000 income. Um,
I catch butterflies for a living. I want to buy an
Exactly.
18-bedroom house on the water.
Yes, please. And I only want to look at three because, I'm going to make a decision after three.
And I
Yeah.
also want the pool, the in-ground swimming pool, to be in the shape of an octagon. If it's not in the shape of an octagon, I can't look at the house.
Oh my God. Shark bite capital. Yes, we are the shark. We are the shark bite capital of the world. And the
Not
lightning.
things,
The
not
lightning
things to
capital.
put out there.
Sorry. We're also great for surfing if you like to surf, but oh my
I
God, my
get
dog
bitten
is
by
sleeping
sharks.
from mine. Exactly, which is why I don't. I mean, I don't go to the beach down in New Smyrna because the
See,
waves
like
are
that,
really.
that's my fear. Like for people that moved from New York, like you move to Florida and then you're like, yeah, the beach. And then after about like 3 weeks, you're like, okay, I'm done with the beach now. And I feel like people in Florida don't go to the beach as much as people that don't live in Florida.
Oh no, we don't. I funny story. We moved from Atlanta,
Okay.
and oh geez, just choked over my shoe. We moved from Atlanta and we moved down to Florida with the intention of being in Florida 3 years. We've been here 14. We suck at
Okay.
math. So we were over in the Orlando area for about 9 years, and I had not been to the beach until we moved to New Smyrna 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Which is, yeah, I know. Everybody's like, "What? You moved to Florida?" Because when we lived in Atlanta, we would go to the Panhandle. Jeez, I took my shoe again. I need to clean my house.
This is my home.
But come on, Allie, get inside. Sorry, my dog. Hey, drop it. Get in the house.
Well, I
Sorry.
think you should give us what is the most did you practice real estate in Georgia?
No, my background's nonprofit. I've been doing this for about 5.5 years since we moved here.
Okay. What kind of nonprofit work did you do?
Oh, there you are.
Today's attire for today.
Cool.
Jeans and black shirts.
Nice.
So what kind of nonprofit work did you do today? Did you do before this? Ah, you're losing service. I have the world's creakiest floor. Oh, all right. Well, she lost her internets. Anyway, we will be live broadcasting later throughout the day. And I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow because we're going to have some really interesting chats coming up. I'm using a very high quality iPhone, but I'm going to actually let you go because I'm going to get dressed and I will call you back. I don't know why you were